In 2016, two teenagers stood on the very same football field in India. They were young, full of hunger, and bound by the exact same dream. One of those boys would go on to become a global phenomenon, a striker who would tear up the European leagues, shatter goal-scoring records, and eventually lead his country under the bright lights of the FIFA World Cup. His name is Erling Haaland. The other boy was equally passionate. He fought with everything he had, wore the Indian national jersey with pride, and built a respectable professional career. But recently, in his 20s, he had to take a job with the income tax department just to secure his future. His name is Aniket Jadhav. It is easy to look at this comparison and say it is unfair. After all, Norway and India have completely different football histories. But if you look deeper, these two paths tell a heartbreaking story. A story that explains why a nation of 1.4 billion people is nowhere near playing in a FIFA World Cup. For decades, the standard excuse has been simple. India just does not produce talented footballers. But that is a lie. The truth is far more tragic. Talent has never been India's problem. The problem is the system that is supposed to protect it. Erling Haaland's rise to the top was not a stroke of random luck. Every single step of his journey was meticulously engineered. From his childhood club to Red Bull Salzburg, to Borussia Dortmund, and finally to Manchester City. He was surrounded by elite academies, world-class coaching, sports science, precise nutrition, and psychological support. Nothing was left to chance. Europe has spent nearly a century building a flawless production line. By the time a player reaches the senior team, they have already played hundreds of highly competitive matches. Now, look at India. Aniket Jadhav's journey was built on sheer, raw determination. His commitment was unquestionable. But in India, commitment is a lonely road. Our young players develop in a broken ecosystem where opportunities are scarce, competitive exposure is minimal, and financial security is almost non-existent. While a 25-year-old European striker is focusing entirely on winning the Ballon d'Or, a 25-year-old Indian striker is often wondering if he will have a stable job to support his family when his playing days are over. The tragedy begins long before anyone ever wears the national jersey. In major footballing nations, structured training starts at the age of 6 or 7. Schools and academies work together. Sports scientists track physical growth, and licensed coaches teach technical skills before anyone even thinks about winning trophies. In India, our grassroots system is fragmented. A child in a small village might have the vision of a midfield maestro, but he will never see a proper grass pitch. He will never have access to a qualified coach. He will never play in a structured youth league. A few states like Meghalaya, Mizoram, Manipur, Goa, Kerala, and West Bengal carry the burning torch of football passion. But a country cannot survive on a few regions alone. There is no nationwide pipeline to catch the talent before it falls through the cracks. Even when talent is found, how do we test it? In Europe, youth players face grueling, long league seasons against top-tier opposition. Every weekend is a battle that builds their tactical intelligence. In India, age group footballers are lucky if they get to play a handful of competitive matches a year. There are massive, months-long gaps between tournaments. Without consistent competition, development stalls, and progress simply dies. Modern football has evolved past mere skill. Today, it is a game of marginal gains. It is about biomechanics, injury prevention, strict data analytics, and intense psychological preparation. Elite global clubs spend millions on these departments because they know it separates the good from the legendary. While the Indian Super League has brought some elements of modern sports science to the top tier, these facilities remain completely alien to the vast majority of aspiring footballers in the country. And then, there's the harsh reality of coaching. A player is only as good as the teacher who guides them. While India has worked to increase its number of licensed coaches, the sheer scale and quality of coaching still lag miles behind the world standard. We are trying to build skyscrapers on a foundation made of sand. Perhaps the heaviest burden Indian football carries is the lack of a sustainable sporting culture. It is no secret that cricket completely dominates the landscape. It absorbs the corporate sponsorships, captures the television prime time, and commands the commercial investments. Because of this, young Indian footballers are forced to make a heartbreaking choice. Do they chase a beautiful game that offers no guarantees? Or do they abandon their boots to secure long-term survival? The uncertainty kills the dream long before the player can even mature. We often make the mistake of hoping for a miracle. We wait for a single messiah to save us. We think one magical player will appear and carry India to the World Cup. But one Lionel Messi cannot transform Argentina without their deep-rooted football culture. One Zidane cannot save France without their flawless academy system. And one Erling Haaland cannot succeed without Norway's structure. The image of Haaland and Aniket Jadhav standing side by side in 2016 will always haunt Indian football. It is not a reminder of failure. It is a painful reminder that while talent is distributed equally across the world, opportunity is not. India has taken small, agonizingly slow steps forward. There are better youth academies now, better infrastructure, and a growing awareness. But meaningful progress cannot be rushed, and it cannot be faked. Until India builds an ecosystem where talent meets infrastructure, where coaching meets science, and where a football career means financial dignity, the FIFA World Cup will remain exactly what it is today. A beautiful, distant dream, worth chasing, but tragically out of reach. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. For more such videos, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel, The Square Cut. Let's meet in the next video. Bye-bye.